How's it going, my lovely Death Disciples? I'm the Shattered Reaper, and today we're going to be playing some Total War Warhammer 2 like we did with my second video. And the reason I'm playing Total War Warhammer 2 is because on my last channel, before I was rudely suspended, I was doing a campaign of the Heralds of Ariel. Sadly, only made it to episode 10 before the suspension happened, so yeah, that kind of sucked. And for those of you that are still new to my channel and wondering how I got suspended in the first place, let's just say it involved my visual gay novels, and not by me, obviously, by other people. Novels like Adastra, Extracurricular Activities, The Smoke Room, Echo. I have a huge list to go off of, basically. I've done those games, and even though I censored them and restricted that content to 18 and up viewers, did not matter. But I'm definitely also thinking it was because I was trying to monetize my channel because I had no income. So basically, all those things just did not matter, and my entire channel was just destroyed in a matter of seconds. All of those 2.5k subscribers gone, all of my work just gone, so luckily I am working to rebuild myself, and I'm about at 1% of what I had before, but it is a pretty good start, I would say. And I'm willing to work my way back up to where I was, and I'm just going to continue from where I was. And I don't know about doing the visual novel content anymore because, or at least at this moment, because I don't know what YouTube's going to do to me. I definitely know I'm not going to monetize my channel again because it was basically that kind of screwed me over. So yeah. And I still don't have a set income, but I do have commissions that are available if you are interested. I will be putting my Twitter in my description below, where I can offer my commission information, where I do traditional arts, and I also do literature works. I am also working on my own story, to which I call the Jarl's Berserker, which is basically about the son of a Jarl who is, well, you guessed it, a berserker. He basically one of the famed wild warriors of the Vikings, and he is going to be starting on his journey as he and his father begin their colonization of England, but it also turns out that his sister was not very agreeable to what is going on with that, so she leaves the family and now is heading over to England to try and do her part to help the English people, much to the dismay of her brother because he thinks that she is in danger. So that's basically what I have for the story so far. I've only gotten to like the middle of the first page of chapter 1 along with the prologue, so it's still a very early work in progress, but that's basically the idea of what I'm going with so far. So anyway, since my campaign got interrupted, that does mean I'm going to have to start all over again, even though things were going so well, but I will show you the progress of how far I got with the Heralds of Ariel campaign. As you could tell, I made quite a bit of a decent mark in Nagarond, and got quite a few things done over here. I also was able to recolonize Gaian Vale after it was destroyed by the forces of chaos, thus working to help with Alariel and the rebuilding of the forests of Gaian Vale. And I also was able to have the bows of Orion return to the fold of Athel Loren and stop their ridiculous mercenary ways and just come back to the sacred forest. Just come back, or we will kill all of you and make tree food out of every single one of you. That is the only way this is gonna go. So anyway, I am gonna have to stop this campaign now, so unfortunately I have to make the unfortunate choice of deleting the campaign. I'm sorry. And, of course, yes, I am also planning on doing other factions of this game as well. I also did a campaign of, Lothern, which is now called Eataine, where Tyrion was the faction leader. I also attempted to do a campaign as Malice Darkblade, which didn't quite go so well. Crocscore was also one I tried to do that didn't quite succeed either because his campaign is actually a lot harder than you'd think, really. But anyway, so despite the fact that the despite the fact the guy literally rides a T-Rex. I mean, come on. You'd think he'd be a motherfucking beast and would annihilate everyone, but apparently no. Having a giant T-Rex, for some reason, is just not enough. But anyway, we are going to be starting from the ground up. We are going to go into the Eye of the Vortex, and yes, here's Tyrion. Recommended first campaign, obviously, and so anyway, Krokar. Yeah, this is the guy I was talking about. He actually has a bit of a difficult campaign, and look at this. Look at this beautiful beast he has. Look at this beautiful boy, and look at that beautiful beast he has. Just precious. I definitely want to own a T-Rex. I thought it was crazy when my sister wanted to have one, but like seeing this, it's just like, come on. How can you not want a T-Rex after that? I mean, come on. It's beautiful. Anyway, so
the sanctity of life.
The thrill of bloodshed.
This is the faction we are going to be playing as, the Heralds of Ariel, led by the Sisters of Twilight, Naestra and Arahan. Naestra being the kind and merciful one, and Arahan being the bloodthirsty, vengeful one, who desires death and destruction. Basically, one is meant to represent Queen Ariel's passion, and the other is meant to represent Queen Ariel's passion in destruction. Basically meant to represent the two sides of life in its mercy and benevolence, and also its cruelty and destructive nature. So I really like these sisters because not only do they represent the scales of balance and are also just polar opposites, but yeah, they also ride a motherfucking dragon and also have an amazing eagle as well. Naestra has the eagle Gwyndolor, while Arahan is more about Seathenhar and their fierce nature and fury as the forest dragon. Seathenhar is basically very violent, very destructive, and really eager for battle, while Gwyndolor is more like, let's just stay back a little bit and observe while we also do a few pot shots here and there. So, yeah, Seathenhar and Gwyndolor obviously do not get along very well due to their opposite natures, and Naestra and Arahan also have this, but they also both have the same desire, Seathenhar and Gwyndolor, to assist the Sisters of Twilight, and the Sisters of Twilight to assist Queen Ariel. And, yeah. In this particular case, their story is that they have to go over to the Sacred Forest, and they also have to do what they can to heal the forest, because the health of the forest are kind of intertwined with the health of Athelloren, and also to make sure the demons of chaos do not pour into the world. So yeah, keep the trees safe, or demons will come and destroy you. So protect the environment. Anyway, so, in this particular case, this also involves a Wood Elf update, which was very much needed, where before, Amber was just required for everything, and I mean everything, even though Amber was really hard to get by, especially considering the fact that Amber requires that you be extremely expansionist. But in this case, it no longer requires that you have to go and conquer things in order to get Amber, and or be able to hold on to territory in order to get Amber. You can get Amber by doing quests now, and you could also get Amber by doing acts to increase the health of the forest. And with the Amber, you can now use it for only some technology, but not all of it. All of the technology in the old version of the Azray faction, it was required for some special technology, and that special technology no longer requires Amber, but the Amber is still needed for the new technology. But even further, Amber is not needed for elite units anymore, and it's also not needed to upgrade your main settlement, like in the Witchwood. You still have the outposts here and there for like non-forest settlements, but for the main settlement, you don't require Amber anymore. And you also have the world routes. So let me just kind of read over some of these things a little bit instead of just talking about the old update, because this is going to take a while. So, race attributes is Forest Healing, heal the world's forest in return for powerful faction-wide bonuses. World roots and deep roots, Wood Elf armies can use the network of ancient tree roots to avoid impassable terrain and travel vast distances between forests. Missile focus Elven unit roster with a variety of enchanted arrows and fast-moving cavalry. So yes, the Azra's thing arrows, and lots of them, which is definitely my thing. And for the Heralds of Ariel, they have a very specific thing where you have the Forge of Death, which you can craft and upgrade unique weapons and armor and items offered by the Master Smith Lord Death, who's basically like an uncle to the Twilight Sisters, so they have a very close relationship, but only one of them can visit his forge at a time for his masterful craft. And ammunition plus 10% for all armies, so, you know, more of them damn dank-ass arrows. And another ability that I really like, and I know you guys will definitely love, for the Hawk Riders, you get the Volley of Karnos. And I'm not gonna explain how they work, but you will. It's better that you just see it for yourself. I'm not gonna spoil anything. You also get the Lord effects, upkeep minus 15% for missile units, melee attack plus 10 for flying units, and charge bonus plus 15% for flying units. And we start off with some amazing units, one of them being the new Stag Knights. So they are, great Stag Knights, and they are a monstrous shock cavalry, and they are just a beast. And I mean a beast to just have, because, like, you could just go around the back and then you could just pummel right through the ranks of an entire unit and it's just annihilated. So long as you're not running into spears or other monster units, but if it's like a missile unit, you may as well just consider them gone. They're just gone. It's just amazing. You also get a unit of Hawk Riders so that you can, you know, test out that Volley of Karnos. And you also get a Great Eagle, which is very nice to have. But that's basically it. That's basically all I'm going to explain for this campaign. For the introduction. So why don't we just go ahead and start it right now.
Even the fierce defenders of the Wood Elf Kingdom cannot safeguard their realm from the
I need to get water. I'll be right back.
Vortex. In the forests of Nagaroth, a portal to the Dreaming Wood grows thin, where beyond, demons rage. The forest grants Queen Ariel a dread vision of ancient trees blackened and broken, of countless wood elves slain upon their twisted boughs. For should chaos breach from their realm, the world roots will carry the demons to the very heart of Athelloren. Only Ariel herself can seal the dire portal, so sends her most trusted to cleanse the forest ahead of her arrival, unaware that a vengeful enemy watches. The Twilight Twins, Nistra and Aran, a deadly fusion of dawn's serenity and dusk's fury. They will not waver in their perilous quest. The Mage Queen, vulnerable for the first time in eons, but her hidden foe dare not strike directly. A terrified Skaven is persuaded to lure their twisted overlord to this cause.
Fuck the Skaven.
Throt, master mutator of Clan Moulder. How he yearns to be free of his unnatural, undying hunger. Ariel's pulped remains would be a certain remedy. A queen's implacable guardians oppose a creature of chilling madness. A brutal war is unavoidable. The fate of the forest, undecided.
Yeah, sorry, no, screw you and your undying hunger. Why don't you just go ahead and die of starvation, Mr. Throt? The forest is far more important than yourself, even if you didn't have the cause to go and kill Queen Ariel, and also to threaten the sanctity of Athelloren. You are a Skaven. You deserve death simply for the fact that you exist. I am sorry, but that is just the facts, 100%. By the way, so yes, they also had a bit of an update for the Skaven, which is apparently a thing they really like to do for creative assembly in Warhammer 2 Total War. I have literally no idea why there have to be so many damn events surrounding the Skaven and literally everyone, because it's like, they're just always there. Whatever trailer or whatever new update is coming up, guess what? There's a new Skaven Lord to come out to join the roster. It's just like, we do not need this much attention for the Skaven, damn it! No one cares! I mean, the Azrae are literally rivals of the Beastmen. Why not have the Beastmen be the main rival? I mean, I get that they made a decent explanation for why the Skaven would want to be involved in this, but at the same time, it's like, the Beastmen and the Azrae have more of a rivalry with one another than with the Skaven, because for some reason, the Skaven are just always there to be, like, the main rival. I get they were, like, the hidden antagonist for the main game, but it's like, really, to just be the main rival of literally every new lord of every race that you update, it's just like, come on. They don't, nor do they deserve to just be involved in every single little thing. Come on now. Just give some love to other people for the God's sakes. I mean, come on, like, I mean, I don't like the Beastmen, but, like, at the same time, you've given them little to no attention at all. I think they could use a little bit of an update. Just kind of point that out. But, I'm definitely not gonna want to say that when I am facing them in this campaign, because, oh damn, have they been annoying. But I mean, like, so, it's just like, why so much attention for the Skaven? And even further, why not something for the vampires? I mean, you've also given them no love. Why not have a little love for the vampires? And I don't mean the Vampire Coast, because I mean, like, ugh, keep the vampires gothic. Vampires and pirates just do not work for me. They just really don't. I mean, that's just my taste, though. I'm not criticizing anybody who does like the vampire pirates, but for me, it's just like, I prefer the vampires being gothic. That's just how it works for me. Cyberpunk and steampunk, like, kind of work, but Victorian and gothic are just more like my style of vampires, really. Anyway, with that little opinion out of the way, the campaign should be starting soon. I thought I was going to have enough time to check on that one notification on Twitter, but oh well.
It is as our mistress says, Arahan. The weave here is dangerously out of balance.
Yet there is much prey. Glorious.
This is no game, sister. We must prepare for Ariel's arrival.
Purge the Witchwood's darkness. Restore its ancient glory. Strengthen the weave, etc., etc. You handle the details, Nestra. I'll handle the slaughter.
Cease this childishness. If Ariel cannot seal the demon portal, annihilation awaits.
Don't be tedious, sister. You know I will never fail our mage queen.
At least these glades are rife with foul greenskins and beastmen to hold your quarrelsome interest.
Not to mention the Druki fools. I so enjoy hunting those.
Then, for the future of our people, we must commence the cleansing, sister. For the weave!
For Ariel! For Athel Lauren!
Alright, so how they play, we already read all of this. I already went through all of this with you. We also get offices for our Athel Lauren, because the Azrae always have offices. Every single faction does, whether you play Orion or Daethra. There's also a new faction, Draika, which comes for free.
The very presence of these emerald horrors imperils our mission, Arahan.
Don't be so coy, sister. Just come out and say, let's kill thousands of orcs.
What matters is cleansing the settlement of threat, not your wearisome bloodthirst.
Aw, come on. Why can't both of them matter? I mean, it's basically doing the same thing. Cleansing the settlement, getting a little bloodthirst. Come on. It's both the same thing. You know that, Nastra. We both understand that. Anyway, that out of the way. At the start, let's read this. At the start of your turn, have at least 100 forest health in the Witchwood. Well, I mean, what better place to start than with the Witchwood? Because after all, I be a witch sister, so obviously the Witchwood be my number one, a top priority. Most esteemed, and we have the prophetess Neath here. Most esteemed sisters of Twilight, I bid you welcome here, but with dire tidings. The ravenous daemons of Slaanesh, fuck Slaanesh by the way, in the otherworldly realm of the Dreaming Wood eternally thirst for destruction. A recent fluctuation in Ulthuan's vortex has led to the appearance of a portal in into their world here in the Witchwood of Nagaroth. Should the daemons of the Dreaming Wood use this passageway to enter the mortal plane, it will spell disaster for the entire world. Queen Ariel is intent on performing a rite to seal the portal, but the weave that permeates the land of Chill is more imbalanced here than anywhere else in the world, limiting her powers. Thus, the sealing rite will require that the surrounding forest and the world roots beneath to first be brought back to their full splendor, having long been cut off from the life-giving powers of the distant Oak of Ages. Go forth, Naestra and Arahan. Carry out our mistress's bidding so that she may complete her grave task. So, the reward for this will be Witchwood in Bloom, unlocks the next stage towards campaign victory, upkeep minus 10% for all units. A dark corner in Nagaroth becomes a beacon of life. The healing of the Witchwood is underway. Legendary hero recruited, Ariel. Amber, +1, Treasury, +2,500, and Deep Roots cleared for 5 turns. Or, I mean, a cooldown, -5, and it will remain for 5 turns. The Deep Roots have been invigorated with fresh life, allowing faster and smoother journeys. Vengeance of the Azray. Capture and occupy a settlement belonging to the fallen faction, the Broken Chains. While the Greenskins have a foothold in this realm, I foresee only war in our future. We must reclaim that which they have taken. Only then can the forest heal. So from this we get 1,000 gold, and we also get +5 forest health. Perfect. And we're going to be starting out as well with our spell singer hero of the beast lore, Delina, who unfortunately in the last campaign died very heroically against the Skaven.
Nor I you.
Aw, but see, even though the two argue, the sisters can most certainly get along. There's also a little bit of lore about them where, like, they also can't die as long as the other lives. But, Naestra, or I mean not Naestra, Arahan.
A season of waste.
Anyway, so, as I was saying, where was I? So Arahan, being her bloodthirsty type, gets into the fray of battle, but also tends to get herself, temporarily killed. But it's also in that moment where Naestra, even though she's, like, chill and very peaceful and only kills when she needs to, she gets into a battle fury rage, and there isn't necessarily a lore-wise way of explaining it. There are, like, there's, like, a hypothesis where it's, like, there are, like, ideas where she is infuriated over the death of her sister, even though she's gonna come back to life. But there's also another where it's just like she absorbs Arahan's fury and then just goes absolutely insane and annihilates everyone in a beautiful berserker rage. And it's just like, that is like, damn, you are just the coolest people around. It's just so amazing.
Show patience, sister.
Oh, don't worry, I'll get you your foes. It's just first things first, I want to check on a few things. Like, for example, upgrading the Witchwood. And also, let's see. Okay, so we have a few options. But I'm gonna go with, Gladeguard Hide. Yeah, we're gonna go Gladeguard Hide.
Twin defenders
So you
of the
know, that we could
Blades.
get more archers and such, because that is one of our faction bonuses. So anyway,
Let
Crixus,
there be peace.
prepare to die, fiend.
This is the life.
And obviously this is gonna be the first battle, so we are going to play it. And of course, well, I mean, even if it was an easy auto-resolve battle, I mean, they also come with the garrison reinforcement, so, you know, I just feel it's safer to deal with this in manual battle than an auto-resolve. So let's just see how this goes, shall we? And don't mind me, just feeling the need to make sure my lips are luscious and pretty and beautiful. By being nice and moist with some lip balm. Not being sponsored, by the way, by any lip balm, but in case you are wondering, it is Burt's Bees, and the coloring is Pink Blossom, so, you know, in case you're wondering and you want to know something that involves some natural ingredients that supports the bees, you know, just saying.
Sisters of Twilight!
Alright, anyway, so, let's get everybody grouped together in a way that is appropriate to moi. Glade God, you shall be formed up to deal with this first force.
Sisters of Twilight!
And of course, I always put my heroes at the front line because I always make sure to lead by example. That is my policy, and even if you are a spellcaster, you get on the front line. So, Teclis, I don't care. In fact, I find it very unfriendly to your lore that you would be unable to fight a bunch of people. Because, I mean, you are a skilled swordsman, and I believe one of the first moments you ever get recognized in one of the Warhammer stories, you, like, just zap people just by looking at them. Like, in an instant, they're just zapped out of existence, so, you know. I don't know why they decided to make you so weak in combat. Anyway, let's gamble for some Winds of Magic, because I know. Fuck you. Fuck you, and your gambling never pays. I mean, it doesn't, but it's like, why did you give me so little to work with? And, I'm gonna keep my great Stag Knights over here this way so that they can, have a chance to do some flanking. Gonna put my Hawk Riders over here, cause what they're about to do is gonna be amazing. And just trust me. Also, I don't recall Hawks ever being that big, but you know what? I'm not here to question anything. This is a different world after all, so you know. And, gonna have you set on the Talon of Dust for, dealing with the units. And, actually, while we have the chance, why don't we go ahead and get a little bit of an overview of everybody. So here are the Glade Guard in their properly set attire, obviously. Very fitting, you know. Definitely works for me in a few ways. There are definitely way better uniforms, though. Here are Eternal Guard with their shields out and ready, and above are the Hawk Riders. And oh yes, this is definitely a much better uniform if I do say so myself. And over here is the amazing Great Eagle. And obviously, here's the Sisters of Twilight, both atop Gwyndolor in his amazing splendor. Delina, here she is, just floating up as her spell singer self. You know, just doing her thing. And finally, we got our great Stag Knights. These absolute beasts. Precious. Absolutely precious in every single way, with their awesome helmets. And, the amazing, just beautiful stags. And also those chiseled abs and pecs. Yes. Anyway, enough admiring some fine Azray bodies. Now is the time that we prepare for war! And, first target is definitely gonna be, this fine unit of orc boys here. So, here comes a volley of Colonels. Beautiful. See, I told you you would like it. I told you you were gonna enjoy the volley of Colonels. Did I lie? I don't think I did.
Sisters of Twilight!
And, we've definitely ravaged these goblin archers very nicely, if I do say so myself. They are just absolutely gone. Nice little bombardment. Very good for, taking out a bunch of units at once with their abilities. And I'm sorry, goblin archers, but you really should have known better than to try and compete with wood elves in archery. I mean, like, come on, what other result were you expecting? Really? Just what other result were you expecting in this situation? And don't mind, Delina, if you could, possibly do something. Oh, wait, right. This is supposed to be the helpful spell. Okay, yeah. So how about, this would be fitting for a beast, unit, to have our Great Eagle go in and charge the enemy. Here it comes. And, I think it's about time we actually get our units to our Great Stag Knights to start charging into something, you know? And, yeah, the Orc Boys did not even come close. Like, not even close. And, I think it's about time we have the, sisters go in and, fire upon that, Orc War Boss. And, just let our sisters come in with their single burst shot, the Talon of Dawn, which is meant for single target units like this one, and also helps in being able to take care of a little bit of an armor problem. And, oh, better get my, Great Eagle involved in some combat, so take care of some of those archers, and, oh, I missed the Great Stag Knight charge of the Orc Boys over here, but as you could tell, they are definitely doing some work over here, just annihilating this unit of Orc Boys. So, yeah, that didn't quite go well for them. And I believe we have another volley of Kurnos to unleash upon the enemy. And on that day, plenty of Gobos just died, and Delina is just chasing off Crickers. Well done. And gonna go ahead and offer a little bit of support for this Eternal Guard since they look a little bit wounded. Krika should be dying pretty soon. Oh wait, apparently not. But I'm sure the sisters can get that final shot on him. Oh, that didn't kill him? Okay, just how much health does this guy have exactly? And oh, my Great Eagle is not doing so well. Okay, well, Great Stag Knights. Nice work on those Orc Boys. They should not be coming back, but why don't we go ahead and have you deal with all of these Goblin Archers. Have them pay the price for thinking that they could actually, you know, be able to shoot better than an Azray. That is just insulting in every sense of the word, and they should recognize that. And oh, there goes Krikos. And now back to the Talon of Dusk, since we're now only dealing with units. And that's the end of that battle, but just for a good measure, why don't we go ahead and watch a Great Stag Knight charge, because we missed it the first time, so let's go ahead and watch the fun here. Ah, beautiful. There is just nothing better than watching a bunch of Great Stag Knights just charge straight into a unit of weak-ass units that are just ripe for the hunt. They truly bring glory to Kurnos, and also bling. I mean, after all, gotta consider all the loot that we can find. I mean, even the greenskins most certainly are known for finding very precious and pretty things off the corpses of the dead. So yeah, we'll just run off as many of them as we can at the moment. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all of them. That's pretty much all of them, and I don't think we really need to chase that many more, so I think we're good here. Yeah, these are just really small units, so they're not really gonna matter, because those units will be, they will be despawned, or they will disband. That was the word I was looking for. That is what they will do. Only lost 10 people, so I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good indeed. Sisters of Twilight got a nice, good kill count. Archers obviously did pretty well, but the ones that carry are in fact the Great Stag Knights, because none can beat them. And also the Hawk Riders, because damn, that volley of Kurnos do so much. And yeah. Oh, Crixus didn't even have a name, but some rando amongst the Orc Boys, Throat Cruncher, actually gets a name. Or a last name. So yeah, that's pretty much Crixus' army completely annihilated, and only the garrison of Gobos is left. Oops, sorry. And I'm not really going to need to
Harmony must
replenish
be
my
imposed.
forces, so we won't be abducting the captives and making them into plant food.
Make it quick.
But
them
we will go ahead and, well, actually, I mean, we don't really have that much money, so,
Strength in mercy.
yeah, why don't we go for this one, actually, because it does give me a little bit of extra gold. Not that much, but it does give me a little bit of extra gold.
The Sisters of Twilight.
Alright, Obsidian Trinket, Magic Resistance, 10%. The Barest Essence of a Djinn, captured within Black Obsidian, is enough to weaken enemy spells. Very nice, I'll take it. And now we can also level up our character, so obviously every time I get into a campaign, the first thing I always upgrade is the ever-reaching tendrils. I mean, all of the other stuff like the bow and blade and the inspiring presence are tempting, but campaign movement range is always going to be the thing I go for, because that's very important, really. The denizens of the forest will travel many miles to see those who would threaten Athel put to rout. So we will get that. And for Delina, what can we get you? We're gonna get you scouting so that you can pick up more magic items, or more of a chance to pick up magic items, because those are very helpful. So yeah, rank gained for all of them. And Icespire, you are going to die. So releasing the prisoners did absolutely nothing to help you. Let's see, so we can do a few things here. We can occupy it, we can sack it, or we can clear the heathland. And while we could clear the heathland, the problem with that is that it doesn't really offer that much money, so, and there isn't going to be much money I could get from sacking, so I'm just going to occupy it. So we completed that quest very nicely. So yeah. If I raised the settlement, it only meant I would have destroyed it, and I would have to pay money in order to colonize it so that I could finish that quest, which isn't really worth it. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get the Wonders of the Forest. Now this gives me a little bit more to go for here, so money-wise speaking. So Athel provides for its deserving children with wondrous boons gifted in recognition for their many endeavors. So this would give me more income for raising settlements by 2%, income from raiding plus 5%, and income for post-battle loot plus 5%. So very helpful, and that's just the first level. The next level is going to give even more as I fill up the stacks. And Delina, oops, that's not what I meant to do. Delina is going to go ahead and we're going to have her, we're going to have you upgrade Wyson's wild form a little bit. I am curious though, do the Sisters of Twilight also have a thing for, yeah, okay. So they do have a thing for making sure that Untainted is spread. So we're going to go ahead and rebuild the Icespire, and we're also going to take advantage of the fact that there is a resource here by building an obsidian quarry. So if you look over here, you can see the resources that are available, and you could also see here that this is part of a heathland for the Witchwood. So this is the magical forest, and the land that surrounds it is part of the heathland. So it's important that they be held in either your hands or in allied hands. So that's definitely something very important to do, but since we have captured this area, we're going to get the obsidian quarry so that we can get some economic boom from it. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do some research, starting with the Morai Hag the Crone. Also known as the Crone, Morai Hag is the only god in the Elven Pantheon who is neither Kadai or Cithare. Campaign line of sight plus 25% for all settlements and characters, and also plus 1 public order. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with that because, well, it's the only available option, but it also provides some nice bonuses. Alright, and the Witchwood is going to start off with a little bit of a archery range so that we can get some archers. Very nice. Now let's see, how long have I been recording? Only 40 minutes, and let's see. Prophetess Neath, oh, I just realized my face is right in front of that. Why don't I go ahead and fix that? There we go. I've been wondering about where I would position my face cam exactly, and I think it confirms over here that my face cam should probably just be over here. Yeah, for all my videos, now that I think about it. Because I don't want to block anything important. So that's why my face cam is going to be here. It may vary depending, but for now it's going to be right here. Anyway, so Prophetess Neath, research and technology, already working on that. Through the capricious magic of the weave, all the mysteries of the world are within our grasp. At your word, the very wise of Athaloran shall unlock secrets undreamt of. Alright, that I will do. And furthermore, I'm going to return to the Witchwood. And we're going to go ahead and start recruiting some people. I'm going to start by recruiting a couple of Glade Guards. Actually, 3 of them. And we're going to disband this one because it does not have the Hagbane tips or any of the special attacks. So for the Hagbane tips, as you can tell, gives some Force Stalker good range and some poisoned attacks, as well as some magic ammunition and missile strength. And for the regular Glade Guard, no magic ammunition. Same missile strength and same ammunition, but no poison, no magic ammunition. So not quite as good as the Hagbane tips. And then there's also the Glade Guard Starfire Shafts. So here, you get armor-piercing missiles. So it makes your ammunition on fire, but also sacrifices a little bit of missile strength. But in my opinion, definitely worth it. But they are not going to be the main part of my forces, obviously. The Hagbanes, since they have a bit more missile strength, are going to be the main part of my missile strength. For the early game, at the very least. But with that, we're going to go ahead and end the turn. And we're also going to be taking some replenishment from the Witchwood for our Great Eagle that definitely suffered quite a few wounds in the last battle. Oh, okay, an Eagle Bow, nice. This weapon's strange, ethereal carvings betoken a power that can grant instinctive awareness of the lay of the land of a battlefield. So missile strength plus 10% and range plus 6%. Oh, and we also get the gifts from Lord Daeth. Lord Daeth, the legendary elven smith of Athaloran and your surrogate uncle, has sent word that he has been busy at work with Inval's anvil. Amongst the searing heat of the temple's enchanted fires, the blind craftsman forged 4 pieces of magical equipment. He has delivered these gifts via his emissaries to aid you with your grave task. So let's see, Lord Daeth gives new equipment every 10 turns. Lord Daeth has gifted you 4 pieces of equipment. The Forge of Daeth can only be accessed every 2 turns. Lord Daeth will offer to improve his gifts after the sisters win battles. So we get the Eagle Bow, we get the Dreaming Boots. These boots also exist in dimensions other than the physical, slightly distorting the flow of time and enabling their wearer to cover much ground. So campaign movement range plus 10% in our own army, growth plus 5 in the local province, and speed plus 2%. And we also get a dragon pendant. The jewel at the center of this pendant shimmers with preternatural life force, for it is said that a skyworm's soul is contained within. Hit points plus 5%, physical resistance 5%, casualty replenishment rate plus 3% in our own army. And finally, the Twilight Horn. No pure sound is there than a single note from this great horn, capable of emboldening the faint of heart and rousing the timid. Enemy leadership minus 3 in the local region, and ability Twilight Horn 1. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and we are going to equip all of those things. So you get the Dream Boots, the Eagle Bow, the Dragon Pendant, and we're also going to give you the Twilight Horn. And Delina, you are going to get the Obsidian Trinket. So how's that? Anyway, so with our new units, we're going to go ahead and we shall conquer more territory. The Temple of Adeoth, to be specific. I don't know who this Adeoth is, but it needs to be cleansed of orc filth, or in this case, Gobbo and orc filth.
This is the life.
So die.
How I enjoyed that.
And let's see what we got here. Not a whole lot of money, really, so we're just gonna occupy the place. So Bludget is dead, and we have claimed more of the Heathland, and now, after that, we have the Forge of Daeth available for us. Following your previous foray into battle, you have received word from Lord Daeth that the forge fires are now lit and ready. The old master is now ready to lend his unrivaled smithing skills to your great cause. And we get a hawk companion. A trusty hawk is its handler's eyes in the sky scouting for danger. So range plus 8%, reinforcement range plus 20%. I don't think she has a ranged attack, though, is the problem. Question, do the sisters have something like that? Okay, so they do not, so, sorry, Delina. I will have to take that Hawk Companion because you don't have ranged attack, so it's much more useful for the Sisters of Twilight. We can assume that, Delina gave it as a gift, right? I think so. Anyway, so, more Wonders of the Forest so that we can get more money in the future. And, we will go ahead and upgrade Wyson's Wild Form to its completion. And the Forge of Death, what can we get from you? So we can get the Refined Dragon Pendant, or we can get the Reforged Dragon Pendant. The problem with going for Arahan's, kind of buffs is this. The equipment's increased power lasts for 5 turns. It's not permanent. It's more powerful, but it's definitely not permanent in the slice. And I kind of prefer the more permanent stuff because it's only going to return back to where it was. And if it is upgraded, like if I do a Nastra buff and then an Arahan buff, then all the upgrades are just going to go away. And I don't really like that idea, so... Anyway, Lord Deus sends word that due to a sudden increase in the winds blowing above Vol's anvil, he is able to either refine your Dragon Pendant to permanently increase its potential, or reforge it to temporarily grant it even greater power. The doting old smith requests that one sister enters the temple to pay respects to him. He knows that you, Arahan, will be happy to receive a newly reforged item to serve your belligerent ways, but equally welcomes Nastra's company. The journey to Lord Deus Glade is but a momentary trip along the world routes, but who shall enter the temple forge to convene with him? I will have Nastra get the refined Dragon Pendant, which will give hit points plus 5%, physical resistance 10%, and casualty replenishment rate plus 3%. If I were to get the reforged Dragon Pendant, it would give plus 10% hit points, 30% ward save, and casualty replenishment plus 10%, which is pretty nice. But, again, it's not going to last forever, so I'm just going to get the refined Dragon Pendant.
Smith. My one will be even finer. Itching for fresh...
And now that we have conquered more of the Obsidian peaks, we have more of the region under our grasp. And we are going to repair the Temple of Aedeoth, and let's see, why don't we go ahead and we're going to go ahead and make some sacrificial grounds. So those unfortunate caught within the forest, within the wild hunt, is running find a nobler purpose through sacrifice. Public order +1 for all adjacent provinces. Income from raising settlements plus 50% for all forces in adjacent regions. Untainted +2, all regions in adjacent province. Income for post-battle loot plus 15% for all forces in adjacent regions. And also gives a garrison of wild riders, war dancers, and some treekin. And unlocks the recruitment of dryads. And, yeah, so these are all some very nice buffs to go with. And, I definitely think that it's going to be very useful, especially since we have Marathi to the south, so, you know, and, her kind of thing is, like, making sure that chaos spreads, so, yeah, we kind of want to have something for that, so we definitely need to make a few sacrifices. But don't worry! It's just that we're sacrificing other people that happen to get caught up in the hunts. It's not that bad. I mean, come on. Who would think that that's that horrible? I mean, that's just assuming things. Anyway, so now that we've got all that out of the way, yeah, we're just gonna end the turn here. Oh, the Shadowgore Warherd appears.
Skins are like fungus. While their infection remains, their obscene growth will continue unabated.
Well, I mean, they
You
are
can
literally
do it,
fungus in this
Nestra.
world.
Say the words I long to hear.
Very well. We must eradicate the greenskins.
I love you, sister.
Aw, see, they get along well. I mean, sure, they argue a little bit, but that's just sisters being sisters, or literally siblings being siblings. They get along. Like, they're nice to each other every now and then. Come on. Anyway, destroy the following faction, the Broken Chains. Too long have these creatures defiled our sacred groves. Too long have our people suffered at their hands. It is time to rip them from this world, root and branch. So we get a plus 1,000 gold for our treasury and plus 15 for forest health. So don't mind if I head out ready to deal some death.
With the forest.
So we are gonna go ahead and head on out through the Witchwood. Gonna give myself one more Clay Guard, and also a couple of Eternal Guard just to add more numbers, but I'm not gonna keep them. So that's basically gonna be how things work.
My spirit is strong.
And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna end the turn. And then next turn we'll be ready to fight the broken chains to the death.
Should we kill them, sister?
Stay your blade. I sense no malice in them.
Well, hello there, Grand Hierophant Katep. Ah, so you wish to ask for money from me, but also military access. Unfortunately, Grand Hierophant Katep, there are a couple of problems with your proposal. See, first of all, you are expecting the Azray to give you money. That is simply just a big no-go there, Mr. Katep. Second of all, military access from a faction that is an isolationist faction, and also is most certainly very against other people traveling in their territory. Very much against anyone who is not an Azray or a wood spirit traveling in their sacred forests. That is just simply not allowed, Grand Hierophant Katep, and I think you should most certainly know this. And yet here you are, asking me for military access, which again is a big no-go. So I'm sorry, Grand Hierophant Katep, but I am gonna say no. So sorry. But also not sorry, because this is part of the lore. Alright, research the technology through the capricious magic of the weaver. Oh wait, I already read that, duh. I'm an idiot. Allies of convenience. Sign a non-aggression pact with the following faction, Claire Carond. Okay, that's a bit weird, because didn't Arahan have that whole thing where she wanted to hunt Druki? And yet, you want me to sign a non-aggression pact with Claire Carond? I think that's a little bit contradictory, but okay. The enemy is all around, and our list of allies grows thin. Perhaps it would be prudent to find common cause with our rivals. For now. I mean, okay, fine. But only because you're bribing me with money and forest health, and I'm doing this for the trees, so you know, whatever prophetess naeth. And we've researched Morai Hag, the crone, and we get these buffs. Chittering in the deeps. Ooh, okay. The verminous horde of Skaven have started emerging. Skaven! I must deal with them. Emerging from the ground at the edge of the forest. Their specific purpose is unclear, but their squalid, parasitic ways are more than just an affront to the weave. The skittering ratmen and the twisted creatures of their foul ranks are abominations of nature and represent everything you stand against. More of them are still emerging, but by preemptively attacking, you can prevent them from reaching full strength. Then doing so we shall, but that will have to be for the next video. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Give that like button a step if you did. Subscribe if you want more death in your life. Be sure the bell is tolling for thee. And until next time, rest in peace. Bye!